Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are we all doing? Hope this evening finds you well. We're back with more Signs of the Sojourner. Alright, let me just quickly double check the levels of everything. Okay, that sounds fine. You can hear me just fine. You can hear the game just fine. Okay. Right. Let's continue right where we left off. So we just finished... Yeah, we had some unsuccessful conversations in Old Moray. Yeah, like with... hello, Mixed Magi. Thank you for joining us. Who was it? Not these people. These three. Yeah, we didn't get anything out of Old Moray. Which is a bit of a shame. I guess we're heading up to the Tosenda canals in that case. Ramir got arrested. The caravan had to move on without him. Yeah, no. Plan at the moment is just following the caravan as best we can. What's our cards looking like? Not bad. Not bad. We might be able to do this. The caravan follows one of the canals down into the valley, passing slow-moving barges and trucks laden with the spice harvest. The silent mechanical labourers are unnerving. And we can speak to Lars, the only human we've seen for miles. Let me pour myself a cup of tea. Man, the music in this game is just so good. Right, let's have a chat to Lars, I suppose. Hidden among the neat, automated farms, Lars lives on property where a broken-down truck wastes in the yard and a rusty, doorless fridge graces the front porch. If not for the peppers on the vines, this would be a junkyard. Instead, it's a vineyard. I'm just going to turn that down a bit. Huh, you aren't a robot. And you're not from the company either. At least, I hope you aren't. Are you? Well, welcome to my land. I mean, welcome to the Rilke family's land. It only stays mine if the peppers survive. We can probably do this. Oh! Thank you for the bits, Aftons. You ain't from Michigan if you've never done this before. Aww. Thanks very much. Very, very kind of you. If I do this, that won't break. And then he can play... Ah, very good. Sorry to say I don't have much to sell you. The crops belong to the company. Though I do maintain a secret stash. A secret pepper stash. Most company folks don't eat. Lucky robots. So I supplement the low income with my own garden. Very unauthorized. There's one android around here who doesn't work for the Rilkers. Oscar's his name. You can trust him, just not the others. Right... there? I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. We did it. We did it. Don't tell, okay? And I gotta eat the food, so don't touch. But you know what I can share? These marigolds. Marigolds keep the pests away and grow as easy as 1, 2, 3. Functional and beautiful. Take some. By the way, you ever been to Anchor? There's not much open land out there, I'm afraid. The road there is used a lot for business and tourism. Nice. Getting to know Lars, the mess around his place takes on a certain charm. It's impressive, for instance, how that pile of wooden furniture doesn't collapse. Okay, we'll take one of... We'll take this, and we'll replace this. No, we'll take this, and we'll replace this. That seems good. Ooh, someone new. The caravan follows one of the canals down into the valley. Oh no, we already read that bit, didn't we? Oscar, he maintains Sunrise Community Farm. A plastic paddle boat floats down the canal, slow as the current. Its rider watches over wicker baskets, uncannily still, his smallest motions too deliberate. He waves with metronome-perfect rhythm. Hello, welcome to Sunrise Community Farm. Can I interest you in one chili or hundreds? I handle each chili. I extract them at the correct time and ensure they're good conditions. I like this guy. Oh, I don't like this hand. I really don't like this hand. Gonna have to do a match and then a mismatch because he's... Oh, look at you. Yes, I will take that. Thank you, my dude. Now, this isn't ideal. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Sunrise. I already welcomed this visitor. Excuse me, I don't control exclamations. Yeah. So, this is going to be a little bit awkward. Accessing historical information. Sunrise Community Farm is worker-owned. All members divide profits. Perhaps chilies could grow around Grey Cambit. Research required. Accessing historical information. Grey Cambit can be accessed from here. Right, we've got this accord, which is going to help. Let's play a square. Oh, come on, dude. This is a really awful hand. Sorry. I don't know those words. Okay, that's better. But now, okay. Oh, we did it. Top decking for the win. Chilies create warmth with capsaicin and stimulate the eccrine glands. Humans love to perspire. Profits, profits, profits. Thank you for visiting Sunrise Community Farm. Yes, thank you, and please come back. Oscar moves mechanically, beautifully, like the precise hands of a grandfather clock. You wonder how he looks while picking all these canal chilies. Well, good stuff. And I will swap this one out for this one. That sounds like a fair trade. Okay, let's move on. So we now know the path to Anchor and the path to Grey Cambit. But I need to go here because that's where the caravan's going. Triangles and squares. Dang it. Oh, well, I guess. Can't be helped, can it? Doesn't look like there's anyone to speak to me at Grey Cambit anyway. Alright, let's head over to Anchor. Dup, 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 dup. I've got 3 fatigue, which is not great. Oh, this place looks... The streets are abuzz with the news. The railroad is running again. Goods and people flowing along the lines, through the city and beyond. Nadine does not look impressed. Let's have a chat to A-Rat. He's working on the railroad, probably all the livelong day. Working fella. An anxious young railroad worker inspects a bolt in the railroad track, hemming and hawing over whether he's installed it properly. He moves on to the next bolt, but suddenly second-guesses himself and rushes back over. That's a mood. That's a mood and a half. Step away from the railroad tracks, please. I can't guarantee your safety. I've been trained for this work. I really hope that he just has a lot of squares. I don't have any. Bad start. Sorry, I'm just doing my job here. Oh, that's not ideal, but I can use this one. That's good. Because that accord, that was very useful. You gave me a scare. I thought you were my boss for a sec, but she's like 10 feet tall, so nah. If you're here for the opening celebration, I'm afraid it's over. It was so cool. Everyone was so nice to us. Right. I've been having a good time here in the city. It was scary at first, but people respect the hard hat. Oh, you know Desert Oasis? That's where I'm from. Yeah, there's a road from here. I'm pretty sure we've met before, Arat. Oh, goodness great. Yeah, we just have to lose here. We literally cannot not lose. I really got to get back to work now. All of our safety depends on it. Looking flush, Arat practically trips over himself to return to his suddenly very important bolt inspection. He pretends you aren't there until you walk away. So this is a card game about matching symbols and about... this is probably going to be more useful. Coming right up. So the conceit of the game is that the cards that you play are like pieces of a conversation. So if I look at my cards, hey, we did it. You'll see there are 4 different symbols. There's squares, diamonds, triangles, and circles. Squares are direct and forceful. Diamonds are creative and industrious. Circles are empathetic and observant, and triangles are logical and diplomatic. So basically, by matching symbols, the implication is that you're listening to what the other person is saying and responding in a way that they're receptive to. But you can only carry 10 regular cards at once, and you can't have like each NPC uses up like usually 2 or 3 symbols. Your dog uses a special symbol, which like you literally can't fail a conversation with your dog. The goodest boy. But for the actual story, basically we are members. We drive a truck. We inherited truck duty from our mother in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and we've got to keep our store afloat by traveling to neighboring towns and collecting goods that we can sell in our shop. Nadine jumps down from the cab, pressure gauge in hand, to go check one of her tyres that looks a little low. So you made it all the way to Anchor with us. I'm impressed. You see, the process of the game is matching a set of... well, I'll go through this conversation first. Folks with less grit would have given up back in Buckenborough and hopped on the new train. Much easier path, but you and I know it's also less fun. I barely even recognise this place anymore. It used to be a well-kept secret between us traders. The city had such culture, such personality. So, you see we've got... we've got to play 4 more cards to fill this thing out. And we have white spots, which are filled by getting to the end of a thing, and black spots, which are filled by causing a mismatch. So if I played that here, that would mismatch and get me a black spot. The conversation ends when either all of the white spots or all of the black spots have been awarded. So this is a bit awkward, because I don't have any... I don't have any that begin with a circle, but because of this here, this is called an accord, which basically means I can play anything and it won't cause a mismatch. So I'm going to play that. Then the word got out, in no small part thanks to your success of your mum's shop. And suddenly all the middlemen came rushing in like vultures, paving the way for, well, for this homogenous mess. Yeah, this is awkward, because the Rilkers bought up stakes in local factories, started churning out all kinds of cheap goods, put more than a few locals out of business. They really hated it here, you know. They thought of her as a sort of colonist, coming in to exploit their hard work. They're not an opponent, no. Like, the goal of the conversation is to... the goal of the conversation is to reach mutual understanding. You see we've got a black spot there. A little word of advice. You might not want to go around advertising who your mum was while you were here an anchor. So, then the shoe's on the other foot. I can play this. She'll play that. And... there. There we go. Honestly, same could be said for any of us in the caravan. But your mum took the heat because she was always the most ruthless negotiator. I don't think she knew what she was getting into back then, cooperating with the Rilkers and all. You didn't know that, did you? She eventually changed, but the damage was done. Nadine fills the tyre with a little air, then screws the valve cap back on and kicks it, testing the wheel's veracity. Now, because I'm going to be heading back south, I think I want to take one of these circle ones, because circles go down better down south. Alright, I think we've got to go home. We've done pretty much everything. Right? Let's check the calendar. There's a fishing competition in Old Moray, but it will take us... oh yeah, 3-day 40 it says. So we won't get there in time. If I want to head back to Bartow, that'll be pretty quick. I could try Desert Oasis, because I have a decent number of squares, but I don't have very many triangles. There's also the Stranger in Clifton. Let's head back to Bartow via the Desert Oasis. Dog. You rest for a moment in the shade beside the oasis waters, a relief after days crossing the harsh desert. Not for long, though, as the sounds and smells of the market entice you into the press of travellers who wander the aisles. Let's chat with Thunder. Thunder leaps from the cab of your truck straight into the shallows of the oasis. Ow. Here's the thing about Dog. All of Dog's cards have this paw print symbol, which matches everything. You literally cannot fail a conversation with Dog. Unless you play Fatigue, I think. Nope, even Fatigue works. Arf, arf. You take off your boots and join him, playing in the shallow water until you're both exhausted. Spending time with Thunder makes you feel less fatigued. Good dog. Excellent. Good puppy. Right, we can chat to Diva or we can chat to Theo. Let's chat with Diva. We've not talked to her before. Dogs are good. Dogs are very good. Out here, life stands still as the sun in the midday sky. Nothing seems more natural than kicking up one's feet, and the few folks around seem to agree. That is, except for a distinguished-looking woman who rushes over to shake your hand enthusiastically. Howdy, stranger. What brings you around these parts? Sorry, that opening's still something of a work in progress. I don't get to practice it much this far from the beaten path. That's just one of the many reasons why it's so exciting to see a fresh face. Anyway, welcome to the Desert Oasis. I'm Diva, at your service. Say, I couldn't help but notice the truck. You wouldn't happen to be a caravaneer, would you? Oh, that makes us even better. Oh dear, is she going to ask for a favour? I've been waiting for the caravan to notice us for a while now. That is why you're here, right? Afraid not. I don't get to make those decisions. Right. We're not going to reach an accord this way, so I'm going to use this. Oh, Ah, I see. So you're not here on caravan business. That's too bad. Once this place used to hustle and bustle. Both. I'll be the first to admit, between the sandstorms and the bandits, it's not the easiest place to get to. On the other hand, where else are you going to get cool, clear water around here? The oasis could be huge for the region, if we had a way to get goods on the regular. Sorry, it's the only thing I can do. I don't mean to disturb. It's just so nice to see someone new. Right. This gives us a thing we can do. We can now play this double square. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? The last hurdle. You're not interested in the places you visit? Even a little? No, I am. It's just my cards. Okay, we got it. We did it. We're fine. I take it you're not the caravan head, but if you'd put in a good word for us, I'd be so grateful. Here's a little something for the road. Come visit any time. Ooh, we got some dried fruit. Thanking Diva for the gift, you take your leave. Knowing Nadine, a difficult-to-reach location like the desert oasis probably isn't high on her list of potential pit stops. I'll take a double triangle, actually, rather than one of these double diamonds. Since it's squares and triangles, and when we get back down south, we're going to want triangles and circles. As you approach Theo, you notice that he seems to be a bit out of sorts today. He nervously tucks an envelope into his beard and wheels over to you, knocking over a bag of dried apricots in the process. Hey, a repeat customer. Back for more of my dried sundries, are you? What'll it be today? Dates? Mangoes? I have a very nice pineapple in stock. Very dry, very sweet. Honestly, some dried fruit does sound great right now. Oh, my lord, are you serious? Okay, sure. That's marginally better. Come on. I'm trying to tell you something deep here. He's got two of the redraw cards. That's really annoying. Just what you need to keep your energy on the road. You look like you've been on the road a while. Do you ever stop to wonder about all the things that could have been? No, of course you don't. You're still too young to have regrets. That's a very dismissive attitude to take, Mr. Theo. Honestly, these accords are just saving my butt. Perhaps someday when you're older you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not far to Longgate, though the road's rarely travelled these days. I know you don't owe me any favours, but would you consider doing me a kindness? I wrote this letter that could use some delivering. It's for an old friend. Whoa, slow down there, Pard. We fail. We lose. Rip. You don't seem interested in this particular old man's problems. I'll find someone else to help me out. I could sure use a break. A day in the Oasis Gardens would do me wonders. Sorry, friend. Dissuaded by your lack of enthusiasm for his most delicate mission, Theo rescinds his offer and sinks down into his wheelchair with a resounding sigh. That's fair. I'm going to take a triangle. Well, we don't actually have any quests then, do we? We know how to get to Oasis Gardens, and we know how to get to Longgate. No, we don't know how to get to Oasis Gardens. We could go to Longgate if we wanted. It would only take a couple of days. There's 2 people we haven't met there. How long is it back to Bartow? That's 6 days? Ooh, that would be cutting it really fine. 2 days there, 2 days back. Yeah, I would basically have no more time. Yeah, let's just head back to Bartow. Hey, PDAC, thank you for joining me. Are you sure you want to return home? Oh. You know what? Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? You approach a welcoming rest stop off the side of the road. Travelers sit around sharing stories. I don't know if these sorts of events take time, but just in case they do, I'm going to skip on. Past the desert oasis, past the caravan routes and desert encampments, the long gate marks the edge of the world. Beyond lies the long expanse, places that were only vague legends, even for Mum. Mimi, an old gardener, nurturer of plants and of daydreams. Mimi is hard at work, tending to her small succulent garden. You enter through the front gate and she looks up, surprised to see you. Have we met before? You look familiar. But nah, probably not. I must be confusing you with the mirage I saw a while back. More mirages out here than people, you know. Don't tell me you came all the way to Long Gates just for one of my succulents. Well, I possibly did. Oh, this is a bad hand, but we can redraw to start. That's slightly better? Yeah, we can make this work. Truth is, I don't rightly care what your business is, only that you made it here, safe and sound. Makes me happy to see that people still travel, even though it's getting harder and harder these days. Especially out here in the west. It's not temperate like those towns out east, and water can be an issue. Not to mention those Rilkers, always poking around and prodding at the earth in search of rare metals. It's almost like they're daring to fight back one of these days. Daring it to fight back, excuse me. Say, have you ever been to Oasis Gardens? I'm afraid not. Please tell me. I used to live there for a short spell, you know, way back in the ancient times, but I left when things got a little complicated. Oh yeah, it's my turn. Squares. 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 Triangles. Excellent use of the accord. I moved back to Longgate and still haven't left ever since. After Anchor, it seemed like a good place to settle down. Relationships, just like cacti, they can grow grow prickly pretty fast, wouldn't you agree? I'd like to think I would handle things differently now. Well, I don't know about that. Sorry, I gotta do it. There we go. Safe. Oish, listen to me rambling on and on about my past. Here, have a free aloe plant for being a good sport about it. Thank you. Mimi hands you the succulent and smiles, still clearly reflecting on the days of yore. After a moment, she shakes it off and turns back to her gardening. Wow. We're gonna take more triangles, I think. If we're heading back south, we want more triangles. Let's have a look at what we've got. Oh, look at all the things we have. So many things. Right. It should, if I've calculated it right, This should put us back on day 50, which is the end of the journey. So, push on. The truck can handle a bit of weather. Man, I'm up to 6 fatigue now. This is going to be a nightmare. On the way back into town, you hit a giant pothole that you swear wasn't there before. Was it? Weeks have a funny way of making the familiar feel just a little less so. Let's talk to Elias first. Appears he's slinging Java now. You search for Elias at all his usual haunts, but when you finally do track him down, you're surprised to find him working behind the counter of his aunt's coffee shop, grinding espresso beans and practicing his foam art. Oh, that's nice. Does this look like a flower? No? Well, it's still delicious, but it's a failure unless the milk makes a flower shape. This is going to be so bad. Yeah. Why am I so bad at this? It's my job. Wish I picked up on stuff as easy as you. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Alright, he's got some triangles. Oh, yeah, boy. Did the caravan make it the whole route? You look exhausted. Hope it was worth it. Yeah, so do I. Wow. Ramir got arrested. Glad it wasn't you. I knew the caravan was bad news. This will work. So yeah, you must be wondering what I'm doing here. You know I care about the store and I'm always going to be there for you. But I need something of my own too, you know? So I'm working here in my free time. My aunt runs it. Feels kind of like nepotism. Is that even real? Coffee nepotism? I'm having a hard time here. A hard time with everything, if I'm honest. It's nice to see you doing well. Maybe a place like this in Samuel's Roadhouse can help convince the caravan that this town is worth it. Especially with whatever grudge the Rilkers have against your mum. Show them there's a lot else going on here. I will redraw the... Oh, you just gave me like the worst possible hand. There's got to be two mismatches. Unless he has like, I don't think he has squares or diamonds. So I think this has to be two mismatches. The longer you're gone, the harder it is to have a real conversation with you. What's the deal with that? Yeah, it's because I'm picking up all these squares and diamonds. Yeah, there we go. See? You see, it's allegorical. Hey, you think we can meet up another time? I'm going to get fired if I don't get the hang of this. Elias looks down into the coffee cup to scrutinise his handiwork. The flower he made is all lopsided and blobby. He tosses the cup and starts again from scratch. Oh, Elias, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Elias. I didn't mean it. Wah. Masha tips her watering can, tending to a section of caladium sprouts poking up out of the dirt like shoots. She keeps her back turned towards you, but grunts when you get close to let you know she knows you're there. Came to admire my elephant ears. Can't blame you one bit. Oh, this lady does not have any patience for me. She also has a smaller hand than... Interesting. My flowers are only for looking, not for touching. You try to tell Masha about how Mum used to plant caladium bulbs, but she just grunts at the anecdote. Well, I will take that. Yeah. Alright, let's unpack. You got so much stuff on this trip. Let's see how it sells. Good job, Elias. I'm really proud of you. Elias attempts to listen, as you proudly tell him how you kept up with Nadine and completed an entire caravan circuit, but the steady flow of incoming coffee orders keeps pulling him away. Well, that's not good. Hey! Elias comes running up to the store, clearly shaken, but instead of bursting in like he used to do back in the day, he takes a moment to compose himself before entering. You're safe. I came running right over. Not that you think to come check on me or anything. A bit passive-aggressive there, buddy. The town's still standing, but it looks like hell out there. Hopefully no one got hurt too bad. The store fared better than some places around Bartow. You got lucky, just a few items jostled off the shelves. The coffee shop's roof partially collapsed. Terrible. I said I'd help repair it, but there's no way we have enough building materials to go around, not after seeing outside. What are these? Distressed and grieving. That's new. Huh. Not only that, but the caravan never showed up. Do you think they ran into trouble out there? Whatever their deal is with the Rilkers, I don't wish ill on the caravan. We can't afford to just wait, though. You're going to have to go without them. Elias picks up a fallen item off the floor and puts it back on your shelf. He smiles softly and gives you a quick hug before heading back to the coffee shop. Elias has requested scrap for repairs around Bartow. Where can we get that? I'm going to take this and I'm going to replace this. Dog. Oh no! He's shaking, tail between his legs. Thunder's not used to the ground shaking under his paws. He gives a nervous whine and a tentative tail wag as you approach. Oh, Thunder! Arf, arf. Oh, buddy. It's okay, I'm here for you. Pat, pat. Pet the dog. Woof, woof. You scratch behind his ear until his shaking stops and he nuzzles close for comfort. Oh, bless him. Let's check in with Masha. The furrows in Masha's weathered brow run even deeper than those the earthquake opened in her now ruined garden. Straightening toppled planters, she radiates a quiet but unmistakable determination. Well, don't just stand there. Give me a hand with picking this place up. Flowers don't plant themselves, you know. Doop. Did you have to? I don't know how to distressed and grieving. This is your idea of helping? You're just mashing dirt around. I'm doing my best, woman. Come on, stop playing these distressed cards. I can't help you if you're. I can't talk to you if you're distressed. Great. Now my tulips are sad. Despite your best intentions, you only seem to be getting in Masha's way. Perhaps it's best to see yourself out. I don't want to take a distressed and grieving card. I'll take this one. Let's chat with Samuel. A handful of patrons stand outside Samuel's roadhouse while Samuel himself surveys the damage. The structure appears sound, but he's wringing his hands as you approach. Can't recall the last time we had a quake like that. You're right, kiddo. We're lucky. A lot of others in town, not so much. I've got a plan, though. Just need your help. Folks are going to need feeding. Whether they're from Bartow or from out in the country a ways. Come on, my guy. Must you? Now I'm thinking, time to turn this roadhouse into Bartow's one and only community food cooperative. Keeping folks fed no matter how the quake impacted them. I expect it's going to be a busy time. I'm probably short-staffed on top of it all. Not that I blame my staff between injuries and damaged homes. This is the last place they ought to be working. Now's not the time. There we go. My point being, lots of good folks are going to be hungry. I'll do my part, but I got limited supplies. If you'd help me get stocked up on non-perishables, I'd appreciate it real deep. Samuel wants to stock up on non-perishable food. Okay. Okay. I need to sort something out really quick. I need to just go and step away from my computer. So I will go and do that. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll see you in a bit. Hello. Hello. Thanks for waiting. Sorry about that. Right, so, well, lots of places I can go. Would it be best to follow the usual route of the caravan? Pachenko, Clifton, Buchenborough, Aldhurst, Rimina, Aldmoray to Anchor. I don't know. Yeah, let's start off by just following the usual path of the caravan, talking to as many people as we can. Broken windows and cracked walls indicate that Pachenko did not go unscathed by the recent earthquake, but repairs are well underway. The colourful enthusiasm of the artist here has gone towards beautifying recently repaired homes and galleries. Isabella is busy sweeping glass and pottery shards away from her shopfront. When she hears your footsteps, she isn't shy about beckoning you over. Oh, hang on, I forgot to unmute the game. Ugh. Proper professional right here. Obviously you didn't have to see my shop like this. Would you please help me sweep before anyone gets hurt? Certainly can, madam. You're generous, just like your mum was when, back when we moved out here together. We were rivals, Thomas's grandfather and Mark's mother. Our friendship never faltered. This is not ideal. I'll just play this, use that chord, and then play that. Then it doesn't matter that she can't match the square, because we're all done. Your mum was always working to make other people's dreams possible. She came out here with me, but when she wanted to move to Bartow, I couldn't say no. You're a good child. I reckon she made the right choice to raise you in Bartow. Especially seeing what's become of the circle. The time passes easily, hearing stories about Mum you hadn't known before. I will take this and swap it for this. Let's chat with A-Rat. Up ahead, a crowd gathers along the road. You're used to Pachenko's street art attracting onlookers, but with the outdoor exhibitions damaged by the quake, you can't help but wonder what the fuss is about. Salutations, friend. You've arrived just in time for my afternoon lecture. Fortuitous. That's right, not rain, nor snow, nor quake can stop the train of knowledge from leaving the station. Just so happens I know a thing or three about trains, and even more about art stuff. What is this? Prepare. Ah, I have seen those before. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. Slip this in here. Slip this in here. That's not ideal. Besides, colour, there's nothing like perspective to make a composition compelling. It's all about taking risks. That's how you stand out from the crowd, I'm pretty sure. That's what I like to call the risk factor. Yeah. Oh, goodness me. Besides the risk factor, you've also got to know your audience. I call that the desirability index. The formula for success is your risk factor multiplied by your desirability index. Yep, that sounds about right. I gotta make a mismatch here. My qualifications. Yes, those are things I have. I left them in my other pants pocket. There we go. We did it. Well, folks, I think that's about all the time we have for today. Normally I'd stick around for questions, but I have a private showing to attend. See you all tomorrow. The crowd breaks into applause as A-Rat bows, wrapping up his lesson. Amidst the excited chatter that ensues, you resist the urge to scratch your head. I'm going to need to start stocking up on squares, so... let's chat with Thomas. Thomas is painting trees on the walls of the newly repaired grocery store. He yelps and accidentally kicks over a bucket of orange paint when he finally notices your presence. Wait, you didn't do anything wrong? I just worry about being the worst painter and ruining these repairs. If only I were more like A-Rat. He's just so confident. Yeah, even though he doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh no, he's got a grief card too. Oh. That's a really, really good point. I'm doing my best to help fix things up. What if I let people down? Sorry, no. I need to give these characters more different voices. That's something I've never really been good at, is like impersonations. What do I want? What do I want? I haven't really thought about it. A lot of people in the circle expect a lot from me. I want to make all of them happy. I'll take a redraw. Good, that's fine. I guess that's true. Isabella and Mark want totally different things, huh? Are you sure that I wouldn't be betraying everyone's hopes and dreams by trying to make it on my own? There we go. Lovely. Thinking about the future makes me feel dizzy, but I've thought about moving to Clifton someday. Using examples from your own travels, you finally managed to convince Thomas that his own goals are important. Alright, time to talk to Mark. Mark collects the torn canvases from what remains of her outdoor art show. With unwavering poise, she holds the paintings, punctured by branches or disfigured by sheer force, with steady hands. Oh, I know what you're thinking. How could Mark be so calm, so regal at a time like this? It's because I'm always prepared for the future, you see. Every single piece in this collection was insured, of course. Everyone is taken care of. Mind you, it wouldn't have been possible without the circle. This is going to screw her up. I don't think she can do a square. It's yet another example of why Pachenko needs us, why we need you. Take a look around. What do you see? Disaster or opportunity? I should have explained it better. That's chatter, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, play that. I guess can't play this to either of these, can I? No. I guess I have to do this. No, I could do this. Use up that accord, and then this one to redraw. That would work. Nice, good. Ah, so you agree. I'm sure the circle could convince a forward-thinking patron to consider buying this collection. We can call it Creation and Destruction. Could do. I'll patch up Pachenko with the proceeds, but I can't do it alone. Sadly, Thomas, one of Pachenko's brightest stars, is thinking of leaving. Oh yeah, it's me, isn't it? There we go. At a time like this, Pachenko needs all the help it can get. We're especially lucky to have a visionary like young Erat among us. Between his lectures and Thomas's cats, the visitors are sure to keep coming. That's why it's important Thomas stays put where he belongs. Mark and the Circle employ some questionable methods, but their foresight does appear to have shielded Pachenko. Maybe it would be worth picking up one of these, since a lot of people seem to be distressed and grieving. I am not going to pressure Thomas to stay in Pachenko. He can do what he wants. Alright, we'll head off to Clifton, then to Buckenborough. Yeah. Nadine is here. Hooray! The market's empty and the stalls shuttered. Clifton is filled with the sounds of construction. The natural beauty of the surrounding cliffs lie in stark contrast to broken windows and collapsed water basins. Yeah, let's chat with Nadine. While a few members of the caravan repair their trucks along the side of the obstructed road, Nadine is in the process of attaching a plough to the front of her cab, hoping to clear a path. We were on our way back to Bartow to start the route over again, but the caravan got cut off here in Clifton. Sorry, one sec. Landslides really did a number on this place, not to mention the roads, and a few of our trucks. Figured as long as we're stuck here, may as well lend a helping hand. If you come across any useful materials, you should consider doing the same. Thank you for that. Thank you for doing that right after I looked at your hand. It's what your mum would do if she were here now. Funny. After all this time, it appears she's rubbed off on me more than I realised. Of course, if she were here now, she'd definitely be using dynamite. Seems a little extreme. I figure that's what why the Rilkers waited till she passed to make their move. She stood up to them in Old Moray, a ways back, and never let them forget it either. You've put me in a really awkward situation here, Nadine. Okay, that's a good play. That's a good play. We just have to play the last one. I don't know what plans the Rilkers have for Bartow. Got something to do with the land, I reckon. Well, don't much matter to me. The way I see it, the caravan provides a service people all over rely on. As long as folks are moving to Bartow and not away from it, that's all I need to keep it on the route. Wasn't sure you had it in you at first, but I've seen how you've been working hard to keep that store in business. Keep at it. Nothing worth doing's ever been easy. I found Nadine in the caravan! Hooray! Let's take one of the... No, we already have one of those. That's fine. Take another one of these. Swap out one of these for it. I don't need all of these reconsiders. There we go. The town hasn't suffered as badly as some places, but several buildings and a grove of nut trees have been buried in sand and rock. Rohit scrambles alongside local workers to clear out the debris. Hey, could you give me some help with moving these rocks? I don't want to drop one and accidentally shatter a toenail by accident. You know, it feels good to help people without worrying about the profit margins of what we're doing. Do you think these pecan trees could be saved? They have hundreds of rings inside. It would be a shame to lose such old trees. It's kind of weird, but I recently read about this technique called grafting. Apparently you can merge different trees together. You can do that. It's really fascinating. It's the only way you can propagate apples, actually. Isn't it just kind of wild how the grafted trees don't even have to be the same species? Let's shatter and that one. There we go. Do you think I should run my idea past the local leaders? That sounds really intimidating, but if it helps them save the grove, I'll do it. With your encouragement, Rohit goes to ask the Clifton leaders about grafting the damaged trees together. Ah, good old Rohit. Proud of you, kid. I don't want either of these, really. Let's do that. Alright, let's chat to Alexis. I'm not going to talk to the stranger. I don't have the right cards for them. A distraught Alexis stands amidst the ruins of the Clifton Market, their stall in shambles, and signature umbrella noticeably absent from view. Oh, dear customer. I'm afraid I'm in the midst of a crisis. My stall was crushed in the landslide. Zoop. You're thinking, I'm sure, can't I just obtain another table? And the answer is no. My image depended on that stall. My customers trusted that stall. How can they find me in Clifton's sea of vendors now? How indeed. I've yet to decide what to do next. Who can say? Where around here is even safe? I've moved before, many times. It's so difficult to find any stability in this world. Though I've heard tell that Buchenborough is sorely in need of my snacks. Look at this chatterbox. 3 in a row. Unfortunately, I have to make a Discord here. No, I'm sorry, again. I have nothing to sell. Excuse me? Excuse me! It's all over for Clifton's foremost provider of roasted nuts and crickets. How? I am so upset with you. Perhaps you shouldn't be so rude to someone having a difficult personal time. Yeah, perhaps I shouldn't, but perhaps you shouldn't grieve. You leave Alexis to their sorrows. There's enough pieces in need of picking up around here as it is without getting sucked into someone else's drama. Yeah, this card... I hate this. Not a fan of this at all. Yeah, I think it is just like luck of the draw, isn't it? But it is kind of frustrating that in a game about like connecting with other humans, you can just be screwed over by bad luck. Right. Wait, we found non-perishable food? What? Oh, licorice. Okay. Where are we likely to get scrap metal from? Someone might have scrap available here. Okay, so Anchor is probably the best place. But we should probably go and get some squares first. We'll head up through Desert Oasis to Anchor. And see what we can... Get some squares here. The peaceful oasis appears unaffected by recent troubles. A young man plays guitar beneath a shandy palm while children splash in the water. As you approach the familiar fruit stand, Theo stirs from his slumber upon hearing your footsteps. Off to a bad start here. The horrible stories I've been hearing out of Anchor and Clifton. They really make an old sundry salesman take stock of what he has. I have noticed a sudden drop in visitors since it happened. Yeah, that's just bad. Don't like that. You keep asking me for fruit I never heard of. Oh, come on, buddy. We felt some light aftershocks here in the desert oasis, but other than that, other than a little fallen fruit, it didn't do too much damage. The fruit stand, it's still standing, and so am I. Well, figuratively at least. Though, I have been doing a lot of thinking lately about companionship. It wasn't something I ever really wanted before, you know? But I've been alone for a long time now, ever since... No, never mind. You don't need to hear an old man's brushes with romance. You didn't happen to sample the dried mushrooms I was keeping behind my stall, did you? Those aren't for sale. Yeah, I do know. I do sometimes just not know what to say. It's called drawing a bad card. Sorry, Theo. If you want to buy some dried fruit, just say so. Uninterested in your problems, Theo gives you the stink eye. He closes his eyelids and attempts to go back to sleep. Well, I will take some squares from you. Circle. It's triangles and squares up in Anchor, isn't it? Ugh. You find Diva picking some pomegranates from a healthy-looking tree. She spots you and waves over with a broad smile. You're back. Couldn't stay away, eh? I don't blame you. This place has a natural beauty to it. Especially in troubled times, with the world drying up. A place like this is... It's a bit like a beacon of hope, wouldn't you say? That's my sales pitch, anyway. Come on, triangles. Triangles. That's what we like to see. Triangles. And we drew a square. Look at this. Going so much better already. Ever heard of a city called Harrow? If not, I don't blame you. It's pretty old, and news doesn't travel like it used to these days. That's where I was born. It was a grand old city, founded way, way back. I was too young to recall life there in great detail, but I do remember a deep sadness when my family had to leave our home. You see, Harrow dried up. The water ran out. After that, no amount of storied history could save it. Now only spooky ghosts live there. Probably. Here today, gone tomorrow. Pretty grim, huh? Nice. Liking that. Liking that a lot. Although it would have been nice if I play this one. And then that one. There we go. Oh, don't worry. It's not all doom and gloom. Just look around. We've got fresh water, we've got fruit trees. The planet's giving us another chance. This time around, we'll do better. It's true the roads aren't as friendly as they once were, but thanks to brave folks like you, that can change. I spent a long time working out the best routes to get around rough patches. Just try me. We did it! We did it! We had a conversation. Okay, so there's a super old road from here to the Oasis Gardens. It's hard to see because it's totally covered up by sand, but it's wide. If I show you where it starts, your tiles will find it. Well, there you go. Pass it on and hopefully future travellers can be a bit more confident coming out this way. Nice. Thanking Diva for the tips and goods, you make a mental note to pass on what you've learned to Nadine next time you see her. It seems like the kind of info that could be useful to everyone. I will take this, and I will replace a circly one. We'll replace this circly one. Alright. So we got some dried fruit, which is good. Hang on, I want to quickly check. Yeah, we've had no concordant conversations with Theo and 3 discordant ones. Yeah. Some of these we've not done terribly well at. I think we've had quite a few bad conversations with Elias. Oh no, we've had 2. Bad vibes, me, yeah. Yep. That's me. Oh, Mr. Bad Vibes. So we could go to Oasis Gardens, but it looks like there's no one there at the moment. Well, let's head up anyway, just see what it's like. What it's like. Though much smaller than Desert Oasis, the hidden gardens here surprise you with their lushness. A group of locals drink tea in the shade and invite you to join them. Yeah. You follow their lead through an introspective but celebratory ceremony. Embrace the best parts of yourself and let the others go. Ooh, okay, I will take another one of these, please. Because I need some squares. Okay. Let's head over to Anchor and see if we can get some scrap. You approach a welcoming rest stop off the side of the road. Travellers sit around sharing stories. Let's join them for a spell. Choose a card to gain a single-use accord. Let's try this one. One woman entrances the group with a story about getting lost in the back alleys of Anchor. You listen and learn, preparing for the road ahead. The winding alleys of Anchor strangely subdued. Many of the shops shuttered despite the hour. An acrid smell fills the streets, leaking from some unknown source. The train station sits dark and empty. Just like a bar of her finest soap, she's got the crowd in the palm of her hands. A small crowd of concerned Ankans has assembled around Ophelia's stall, where she's climbed on top of a soapbox to address them. She spots you among the sea of faces and singles you out. Didn't expect to see you here, outsider. Are you here for the emergency town meeting? I'm here because I was told somebody might have scrap metal for sale. Ugh, that's not great. That's not great. End your turn and prompt the other person to play 2 cards. I'm going to have to make 2 mismatches then. Well, if I could play 2 in a row... Let's try playing this, and then play another one of these. No one asked you to come. This meeting is supposed to be for locals. Well, then why did you beckon me over? Right, there's the second card. Oh, that counts as a mismatch. Our time here is valuable, and right now you are wasting it. Well, glad I learned that. I've decided it's time for you to leave. Well, bye-bye. The growing crowd cheers in agreement with Ophelia, chanting her name louder and louder as they squeeze you out and send you away. Oh. Guess I'll take this? No. Is this better? What just happened is an old lady pulled me out of a crowd and then didn't like how I responded to her questions, and so she sent me away. Yeah. Well, we don't like circles around here, so I'm going to get rid of one of my chatters. Alright. We didn't able to get any scrap, so let's see where else we can maybe get scrap. Oldhurst, music lessons. Now this is... It is a bit annoying that, like, you can only change one card at once, you know? And you kind of need to change out half your deck if you travel to a town with a new symbol. Oh, let's head down to Booganborough. Maybe somebody here can give us scrap metal. Now, this is the sort of game that I think would probably really benefit from multiple playthroughs. But I'm probably not going to have the energy to do... Well, I'll probably come back to it, you know? The lone dirt road bustles with the activity of repairs and new construction. Shopkeepers sweep glass and write displays, and townsfolk pitch in wherever they are able. The freshly painted marquee announces the latest shows in from the city. Let's chat with Matilda first. While the engineers work to repair the railroad, other Booganborough residents chip in as well. Washerwomen distribute cold towels, musicians sing to raise morale, and Matilda hands out cups of iced matcha. I'm glad that you're here. We might not be engineers, but everybody's got a role when disaster rolls into town, yeah? Could you help me hand out drinks? Sure, why not? Man, I thought everybody in this game would have grief cards. Ack, leaky cup. Man, you don't read tea leaves. You don't know the kinds of things I've seen. Gotta be honest, some of this is getting a little bit frustrating. I'm afraid that I can't get you a tea reading, since my powers only work with hot tea. Doesn't stop Miriam from asking, though. Even if I had hot tea on hand, I think there's a part of me that doesn't want to do it right now, you know? This is bad. I'm usually reading for romance or a baby's fortune. This is bigger than any of that. This is survival of Booganborough. What if a wolf skull turns up? What indeed? I did a reading for an old girlfriend once. She got the wolf skull and her mum died a week later. She blamed me for the bad luck, and I've lied about bad readings ever since. Oh, we just lose here. Okay, cool. I wish I could help you now, but doing a reading right now would be too risky. Matilda's negativity is both unusual and overwhelming. You try to listen patiently, but she only manages to talk herself into feeling even more down. Oh, and she doesn't even offer me any of the squares. I think these distressed and grieving cards might actually be useless. I'm certainly really upset about them. As foremen direct labourers across the broken tracks and engineers scrabble over topography maps, Miriam has set up a table of free hot chocolate for the railroad workers. Her tip jar is completely full. I told the youngsters that I didn't want their money, but they insisted. I had to get a jar to keep the bills from blowing away. What an awful first draw. cacao mixture wasn't good enough for chocolate bars, but it makes a fantastic hot drink. The ingredients are sourced from all over. I could go for a hot chocolate right now, to be honest. I didn't think I would be giving so much product away to grown adults. Guess that's what happens when I feel taken care of. The worst part? I could have moved years ago, but the clods in charge kept voting down the railroad repairs. I hope those kids up in Anchor are doing alright. Even with the railroad, got to have savings to get out. I will chatter and play this. This is an annoying... Having you have 300 fatigue and it seems like it's really stifling your conversation skill. Yes, absolutely. I am, like, the fatigue just really... yeah, the longer you're on the road, it's the harder things get. Matilda said it's all looking up for them, but she also said Buchenborough was in for the worst rain in a decade. Instead, we got the earthquakes. There is strategy to it, though, you know? There's no future if people aren't able to get out and find themselves. I got to support the railroad, even if I'm already here. I can use this to generate an accord and redraw. Then I could force her to play 2 cards, but I don't know if she's got a grieving one. Bit there. There we are. Go take some chocolate to the workers over there. Let them know they're doing an amazing job. Take some for yourself too, if you like. I do like. Thank you. I will take a square, swap that one out. These guys have diamonds! What the heck? Oh. Let's head over to Aldhurst and Riminer. Yeah, we're up to 4 fatigue now. Well, as soon as you have 5 fatigue, you have a chance of drawing nothing but fatigue cards. Although there doesn't appear to be much damage from the recent earthquake, most shops in the plaza are closed. Some locals stand at a street corner, eyeing the tents and makeshift shelters that have gone up as refugees trickle in. Oh, Lars is here. And he's got pink as one of his main symbols. The uncooperative door to magnetic music is even more stuck than usual today. In fact, it's not opening at all. You try knocking. A moment later, the door cracks open and an annoyed Aurora appears. Sorry, magnetic music is closed for now. Got people I don't trust around the instruments coming into Aldhurst. That's fair. Can't you take a hint? We're closed. My instruments are valuable. I can't afford to have anything unfortunate happen to them. Yes, fatigue cards are... They screw you on both ends. So basically, if you play a fatigue card, you get 2 black dots. You can play at the end of an accord. I'm making the right decisions for my store. If that bothers you, take your business elsewhere. Why don't you go bother Salem instead? Aurora closed the door in your face with a little more force than necessary to make her point. Perhaps you'd best leave her to it for now. Ugh, I don't want this card. I don't want this card. I guess I'll take that. Well, let's chat to Salem then. Actually, let's chat to Lars first, because we have squares and spirals. He wears a couple layers of clothes, clean but stained with old mud at the cuffs and knees. He looks like he's had to choose between what to keep and what to leave behind 2 or 3 times over. Funny seeing you here. I had to get out to send to canals. Bet you weren't expecting me. Cool. Back off a little. Oh wait, I can do this and this. And look at that. Sorry, I haven't been myself lately. Yeah, there we go. We just have to lose this one. Don't worry about me. Just move on. Your comments don't go over well. He's gotten enough of them. I don't want this. I'll take this. Right, let's chat with Salem. Salem drives his shovel into the earth and leads upon it as you draw near. He's playing it cool, but anyone can see the sweat glistening on his brow. Wonderful Aldhurst wasn't hit as hard by recent events as neighbours, but that's not to say it's gone untouched. Bad place to start. I'm not the unreasonable one here. Vagrants are trying to steal my precious Pogie. You're standing a little too close to my kimchi. It's making me nervous. Perhaps it's time for you to move along. Blissfully oblivious to the casual callousness of his words, Salem returns to digging his hole. You won't be offering a helping hand. Well, that's bad. And actually, I realised I just made the wrong decision, because I knew I was going to not need squares. Oh, I can't believe it's day 29 already. I mean, if we just head home... We don't have scrap. And no one's available to talk to us in Anchor. Which is a bit of a shame. All roads to Rimina reflect the devastation of the earthquake, but the town on a hill only caught a few small aftershocks. A few sections of the perimeter wall have collapsed, and one or two roofs will need repair. Oh, both of these guys are here. Haruto and Tosato. You find the shop in a state of disrepair. Broken bottles spill their thick, syrupy contents out across the floor. Haruto stands on a ladder, assessing the damage done to one side of a wall. Tosato is hard at work patching a crack on the other side. Have you heard? The prodigal son has returned. I don't want your pity. It's not going to fix this place up any faster. I think I do just have to lose these ones. You're really not helping. Yeah. Seriously? Take a look around. I don't have time for this right now. Haruto grunts. It'd appear he's not happy with any of the visitors who've shown up at his doorstep today. Right, I'll take circles. I'll take circle. Oh no, I'll take diamonds, so I actually have something to play if a diamond comes up. Get rid of some of my squares. Actually, I could get rid of some of my triangles as well, couldn't I? Since these people don't want triangles. The brothers Tosato and Haruto are fixing up their property. Tosato looks surly, and Haruto looks exasperated. Finally, proof of constance in the universe. Somehow I find myself here, performing various menial tasks fit for unskilled labourers. While not exactly instructive, it is, if nothing else, a reminder of why I left in the first place. You seem to be implying patching this place up is worth pausing my work. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you insist on hovering, at least pass me the hammer, would you? You should probably be on your merry way before I figure out how to fit you into one of my jars. How would I do it? Shrink ray, perhaps? Oh, go ahead, laugh it on up. It wouldn't be the first one I invented. New place, same old Tosato. You can take the pickle out of its jar, but you can't turn it back into a cucumber any easier than Tosato could slip back into the life you left behind. Not sure that's how pickles work. ENVtuber kneels over a pool of spilled olive oil, attempting to scoop it up with its bare mechanical hands. Seismic activity ceased. Equilibrium systems rebalancing. Current status, 32% functional. Alright, we actually draw a diamond to start with, and... I'm sorry, this is a function I cannot perform. Access denied. This conversation is making me feel nostalgic. No, correction, it is making me feel dizzy. Having made very little progress cleaning up the spill, ENVtuber stands up, only to slip and fall back down into the puddle of olive oil. I think I'm just going to head home, to be honest. Like, I feel like I've had so little success on this journey so far. And, like, I don't have scrap to give back to Elias, which is not great. But at the same time, I also don't feel that it's worth continuing on to these places and, like, humiliating myself any further. I'm just going to head back to Bartow, to be honest. The little notes on my map don't say anything about anyone else having scrap. How are we doing for items? We've got a few items for the shop, so it's not as if it really matters. We can give the... We can give the dried, the non-perishable food to Samuel. Oh, we don't actually. We don't can. I have 7 fatigue at the moment. He's gazing through the skylight, hoping to see a silver lining. Oh, Elias. Behind the counter, frothing some milk. He's standing next to a sign that says, "Enjoy our new dining terrace." Hey, welcome back. Any luck finding those building supplies while you were gone? Sorry, buddy. They chased me out of town. No such luck, eh? I understand. I did try. My aunt isn't worried about the damage. She said people like to drink their coffee al fresco, whatever that means. But I think people are just going to see a hole in the ceiling. This is not great. We've got the Accord, and we know that he has a pink. There we go. Fine. Perfect. Fine. Won't be able to keep the wool over their eyes forever, you know. But people do still need their coffee, one way or another. Elias pours you a complimentary cup of Joe and gets back to misspelling customers' names on their coffee cups. Do I want to take this just in case? Maybe I do. And away they go. Oh, we still got the little keyring. Samuel bursts through the door, big and cheerful as ever, seeking to collect any non-perishables you found for his co-op. No less than 3 bear hugs later, he's barreling back out to the roadhouse, off to cook a feast for any bartoers in need. Samuel bought up the chocolate for the Roadhouse Food Co-op. The day labourer bought the red wine for a date night with his husband. Aww. Samuel bought up the licorice. The school teacher bought the painting to decorate her classroom. And Samuel bought the dried fruit. Good stuff. Right. The, Elias is sitting on the curb outside your shop, hunched over with his head in his hands. He looks worried. Nadine's going to be making the call on the caravan soon, and I've got to be honest. I'm worried about Barto. Let's do what we can to allay your worries. Believe me, I'm no fan of Nadine's, but without a steady influx of goods from the caravan, things could get real bad around here. Ghost town bad. I wish I could trust her to do the right thing, but what's she going to prioritise? The needs of the caravan, the needs of this town, or the needs of herself? Even if she wanted to help, can she really? With the Rilkers breathing down her neck? Just going out on a limb here, but I'm thinking our little town is not at the top of her list. And the fate of your mum's store certainly isn't on her mind either, that much I can guarantee. Sure, you seem to be doing fine now, but what will happen if you lose access to the caravan for good? Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Okay, we're all good. Take that. You must play 2 cards. Well, good thing that this is the last card I need to play, so... Never thought I'd say this, but I think Nadine might be a necessary evil. Guess that's why your mum put up with her for all those years. He takes a deep breath, trying to calm his rattled nerves. You sit down next to Elias and put your arm around his shoulder. Bleh. Right. I think I am going to call it a night for the night. I'm getting a little bit tired and, frankly, kind of frustrated at how the last couple of conversations went. But we will probably come back to this next Tuesday, since that says last trip, and that's probably going to be like the end of it. And that seems like a decent amount of Signs of the Sojourner that we've done. So, thank you all for joining me. I've had fun? ? No, I have. I do like this game, even if it is a bit frustrating at times. I feel like it's neat. The core mechanic is innovative. And I would definitely recommend that you play it for yourselves, especially because it seems like there's lots of content that I'm not actually going to get a chance to see certainly in my first playthrough. It seems like it's the sort of game that benefits a lot from replays. So yeah, if it seems like your kind of thing, even if you just like the music and the visuals, go check it out. It's on Steam. It's on itch.io. Other places, I think. I don't know. You'll find it. You can find it. I'm gonna sign off. Go and sleep. I'll be back on Friday with more Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. And until then, just enjoy the rest of your weeks. Just take it easy. Be nice to yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you on Friday. So bye bye for now.